What's up, guys? Brian from Home Field Advantage. It's been a long time since I made a video, and we're already in NFL season, so I figured I needed to make one. Went to the Monday Night Football game to see Favre and the Texans. It was a great game. I'll post another video in the next week or so with pictures from that. I should have done it a long time ago. Mr. Batch asked me if I was going to do a video. And I am. It's taking some time. But this video is mainly just going to be my NFL picks for week 2. I was going to do one in week 1, just didn't feel up to it. Here's a look at my predictions for week 2 of the NFL 2009 season. But before I start, since I didn't do a week 1 last week, I have been participating in the Yahoo Sports Pro Pick'em, and I was 13-3 last week, and the only picks I got wrong were I picked Cincinnati over Denver, and of course that last minute play, lucky play, Denver won. I picked Houston over New York, and Houston embarrassed themselves. And I picked Arizona over San Francisco. San Francisco won. Really good job. I don't mind that one. First up, we got Atlanta and Carolina. Matt Ryan, I expect him to have an incredible season now that he's got another big target, Tony Gonzalez, to throw to. The defense is a little bit shaky, but I'm sure they can hold their own in most situations. Carolina just came off losing to the Eagles. Delone threw, 4 interceptions. He was taken out of the game. He's being called the starter. But, the big game before that in the playoffs against Carolina, and he had like 6 turnovers, 5 interceptions, a fumble. The guy just hasn't shown that he's reliable lately. So I might have to go with Atlanta. Minnesota and Detroit. Minnesota. No contest. Green Bay and Cincinnati. If Carson Palmer plays, he might give Green Bay a run for their money. But Aaron Rodgers, he's been pretty solid. Tennessee and Houston. Houston looked horrible against the Jets. Matt Schaub made himself look like a fool. He looked like the rookie. Mark Sanchez didn't look like the rookie. Mark Sanchez looked like a veteran. I was reading an article that's comparing him that he looked like Romo. He looked like Tony Romo when Tony Romo first started. That kind of poise and that kind of promise. So Tennessee's, unless Houston fixes the problems, Tennessee should take this one easily. Kansas City and Oakland. Without Matt Castle, I'm going to have to take Oakland. Oakland gave the Chargers a run for his money Monday night. So unless Brody Corral can, do something with that offense, it should be Oakland's game, pretty easily. New England and New York Jets. New England, of course. I really don't think that Mark Sanchez can tear apart the New England defense the way he did the Texans. New Orleans and Philadelphia. Without McNabb, I'm going to have to go with New Orleans. 6 touchdowns over Drew Brees. He's basically the best quarterback at the moment. Yes, the Eagles did just sign Jeff Garcia, but they basically already said they're going to give Kevin Kolb the start, and New Orleans defense has improved over last season. So if Kevin Kolb's the starter, they don't really stand much of a chance. Washington, St. Louis. Washington, Jason Campbell, not the greatest quarterback ever, but I did see some things I liked from the team as a whole. Then I saw nothing I liked from St. Louis against Seattle. So Washington wins by default. Jacksonville and Arizona. Jacksonville did a pretty good job against Indianapolis. But Arizona's Arizona. You got Kurt Warner, you got Larry Fitzgerald, you got Anquan Bolden, and you got a pretty solid defense. They're going to have trouble stopping Maurice Jones-Drew of Jacksonville. But I really think Arizona is going to take that one. Tampa Bay and Buffalo. Now, this is an interesting game. I'm having a hard time picking between them. Right now, I'm leaning towards Tampa Bay because Byron Leftwich looked solid. Cadillac Williams looked solid. They've also got Derek Ward. They got wide receivers. They got tight ends, and then the defense is still solid. yes, the Cowboys tore them apart, but they look like a decent team, a team that could compete in the NFC South. We look at Buffalo, and they were up by 11 points against the New England Patriots with 3 minutes left. Of course, they let that go, and the Patriots won. It does make a difference. I mean, they were pretty solid, but I am going to take Tampa Bay. San Francisco and Seattle. San Francisco won against Arizona last week, but I did not see them beating Seattle. Now Hasselbeck's back. They don't have a very solid running game, but they have wide receivers to throw to, and they've had a good defense for the past I don't even know how many years, at least since the Super Bowl, when they got beat by Pittsburgh. They had a good defense. I like San Francisco for the season, just not this particular game. But honestly, I could be wrong about it. But I could be wrong. They're only predictions. Next time we got Pittsburgh and Chicago. After the performance Chicago put on against Green Bay, 4 interceptions by Jay Cutler, which I do blame him, but I also blame the wide receivers. Chicago doesn't stand a chance. If Chicago were smart, they'd go out and get Marvin Harrison, because Jay Cutler needs somebody to throw to, and Marvin Harrison's probably the best option at this point. Then we got Cleveland and Denver. I'm going to give it to Cleveland because they have Aaron Virginia at coach and a pretty good defense. Brady Quinn at quarterback, who's looking to prove why he got this starting position. And plus, I don't trust Kyle Orton with the ball in Denver. That win last week was obviously pure luck. Alright, then we got San Diego and Baltimore. Both teams have great defenses, but I'm going to give it to San Diego because I believe they have a better defense. I believe this is the year that Phillip Rivers has a breakout season and shows why he was worth the multi-year deal. We also got, running backs, LT and Sproles. Still pretty solid. But wide receivers, tight ends, their offense is just as stacked as their defense. So I'm going to give it to them. And then the game I'm excited about, Sunday Night Football, Dallas Cowboys versus New York Giants. Eli Manning, the Giants just came off an ugly win against the Washington Redskins, while Dallas just came off a brilliant win against Tampa Bay. Tony Romo had a career day, over 350 yards, and 3 touchdowns. The best game day he's ever had. And I think he's going to get better as the season goes on. 1, because he got rid of Jessica Simpson, and 2, because he doesn't have to throw to Terrell Owens 10 to 20 times a game. They're at home. They look solid. I'm going to give it to Dallas at home in the new Cowboys Stadium.